Now, originally, I was going to make a video on shitty Nintendo fans. Then, all of that changed when Nintendo decided, hey, you thought they were being shitty, watch what I can do. Note, I'm not here to complain about the lack of Super Mario Galaxy 2. I think excluding it from a major collection, although it is kind of weird, it makes sense because, you know, Super Mario Galaxy 2 is just Mario Galaxy 1 but with a little more extra content, and it feels a lot linear, and it just isn't as good. And I'm especially not gonna bitch about the lack of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, because I'm not a moron, and I read the title, it said Mario Direct, not, oh, we're gonna give you all the big reveals you want. No, what I really want to talk about is Nintendo being a shitty company, and being dickheads to their fan base, and, you know, just doing bad things. And no, it isn't because they're not posting enough directs. It's because they're using business models that are anti-consumer. Now, I could perfectly understand something like the Super Mario Brothers Game & Watch thing being a limited item because, you know, it's a neat thing, only like really super fans are going to buy it. It's more of a collector's item, and making a lot of it wouldn't make sense because the mainstream audience isn't gonna buy something like this. But limited time games? Are you fucking kidding me? And I don't mean something like limited run games where, you know, like certain games that were only made digital are given a limited physical release. Those are fine. Those are like special collector's items. Sure, it would be nice if they were physical all around the year, but obviously some companies can't afford that. Now, if Nintendo did something like that, yeah, I would be a little bit peeved, but what they did instead was far, far worse. The first thing they did is announce a little multiplayer Mario game, and you know what? That's fine, that's dandy, that looks kinda neat. But, shitty business practices, here we go. The game is only available to play for a limited time. After March 31st, you cannot play this game anymore. It goes back into the vault. Gone forever! The Nintendo Vault! Not only is this a huge fuck you to people who like to preserve video game history, but it's also a big fuck you to anyone that might enjoy this game and then find out, oh, I can't play it anymore because stupid bullshit. Now, to be fair, the game is free. And, well, if you have an online membership. If you don't have an online membership, you can't get it. But it's somewhat free, and it comes for online membership things, which is kind of fine, that's kind of okay. I mean, it still sucks that it's gonna be gone eventually one day, and you're not gonna be able to play it at all after a short amount of time compared to most multiplayer games. But you know what, it's not the worst thing. The worst thing is coming up next. Oh wait, side note before we go into the worst thing they did recently. There already was a Mario Battle Royale. It was a fan game, it was available on web browsers. Nintendo killed it because Nintendo, they don't like fan games. They anytime they see a fan game, they're like, I just gotta kill that because I'm a greedy bastard. And probably one of the rarest events to happen ever on Nintendo Leak was true. The Super Mario Collection was in fact a real thing. Sure, it isn't as impressive as everyone wanted it to be. They didn't make Mario 64 look 10 times better, which is, it's fine. It looks like the original art style. You know what? I actually do like the original look of Mario 64. It has a nice charm to it. I don't think it would look better if they decide to redo it. And oh look, Mario Sunshine. Probably one of the most underrated Mario games out there. It's good. Fuck you. Try me. Oh, hey, Mario Galaxy. I remember beating this as a kid. It's one of my favorite Nintendo games. Like, seriously, I fucking love this game. And to see it in possibly Crips HD, it's kinda nice. And hey, you can play music. You can play some of the music tracks from this game on your Switch. That's not a bad idea at all. Sure, it would be awkward to use, a Nintendo Switch as a music player, but it's there nonetheless. They didn't have to do it, they did it. And with this new collection, you could play every mainland Mario game on your Switch. This seems like a blessing from the Mario gods. There can't be too much of a problem with this. What's the big idea? What's the problem? This sounds great. This sounds perfect. I'll tell you what the problem is. The first problem is it's going to be a limited physical release. which is, kind of shitty. Nintendo, you're a big company. You have a lot of money. There's no excuse to make a game like this a limited release, especially when it's a game everyone would pretty much want to buy. But hey, at least it will be available digitally forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Except, nope, it's only a limited release and will be available until the end of March 2021. So not only are they creating a false scarcity for their physical release, and like I said, Nintendo, there's no excuse to have your games be a physical release. You have buttloads of fucking money pouring out of your ass constantly, especially considering how much fucking Animal Crossing sold this year. Scalpers are gonna fucking love this. They're gonna buy up a bunch of fucking bunch of these fucking games, and then they're gonna fucking charge exuberant prices for them because you can't get it anywhere else. But no, you've decided to add insult to injury by making the game only available for 6 months. And as stupid as this is gonna sound, doing this during the coronavirus is extra shitty because a lot of people aren't doing good financially anyways, including probably your fans. So now your fans are going to have to chalk up the little bit of money they have to get this game before it's gone forever. And sure, maybe, just maybe, like before the 6 months are over, the coronavirus will be gone. But I doubt the economy is going to recover in 6 months. Nintendo, you do know the whole point of game remasters like this, taking old games from consoles that aren't for sale, taking those old games that are not for sale anymore, and putting them on a newer console and selling them again, is so they can be available more. So putting a limited release on that kind of goes against that whole effort. So not only are you giving people a game they've been wanting for a long time, bringing old games back that were not available to buy, but now you're making it where they're only available for a limited time during a pandemic. And yeah, I know, it isn't a vital need, but this is still very much anti-consumer and very shitty to do to your customer base. And look, Nintendo hasn't been a good boy recently. I mean, for example, Pikmin 3 was available on the Wii U shop until the new, much more expensive Pikmin 3 Deluxe was released. Now you can't get the much cheaper Pikmin 3. That's very anti-consumer and very much greedy. And Mario Kart Tour very much has a predatory loot box system and microtransaction system, which we've already talked about how microtransactions and loot box systems are shitty before. Go watch that video if you aren't convinced. But honestly, this is a new low. This is just depressing. I never thought they would do this. Limited time consoles are fine, but limited time games, especially a game like this, that's just wrong in my opinion. And look, I know Nintendo is a big greedy corporation. They're not my friends. They don't like me. They don't care for me. They're just here to make money off of me. But usually they're better than this. Usually, they are a lot better than this. It seems like ever since the Wii U age, Nintendo has become less and less and less of a respectable company. Not too long ago, this was a company that sold their consoles for really cheap, much cheaper than the competition. This is the company that allowed you to play GameCube games on the Wii, one of the rare consoles with cross-compatibility. And no, the PS3 doesn't count because they cut it out of most of their models. And although this might sound a little bit weird, Nintendo, a gaming company, encouraging you to be more fit? That's weird. That's surprising though, and that's a good thing, but they haven't been doing the good things a lot recently, and they've been doing more bad things. Like, with this being a limited release, how are people gonna be able to get this game when it's not for sale anymore? how are they gonna be able to do
what you
that?
want, 'cause a pirate is free.
Now, I am not endorsing piracy. I would never, ever endorse piracy. But I would like to mention that Nintendo making a game a limited release like this makes piracy look pretty appealing. But like I said, I'm not endorsing it. And I'm saying this seriously, guys, please do not pirate from the multi-billion-dollar company. That's bad. That's tisk. I'm not fond of that. Honestly, this kind of feels like one of those situations where Nintendo's gonna go, uh-oh, sorry for doing the shitty thing. We won't do the shitty thing anymore, especially if they get a lot of backlash. But if they don't, man, it would be a shame if a lot of people just decided to pirate the game they can't get anymore. If you want to support me and my content, then you should go on Patreon and become a patron. I also have a Discord group where you can talk with me and other fans. You can also follow me on Twitter. Ko-Fi is also available if you want to make quick and easy one-time donations. Riddle Lightning is also the creator of the Deviant Crow OC, so go follow him and possibly get a commission. I also have a Tumblr and an Instagram, but note, I don't use them much. And don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe!
You are a pirate. Do what you want, 'cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate. Yar, har, fiddle-dee.